All right, and we are live. Happy Friday, fellas.
What's
Yes,
up?
yes, sir.
Man, so Roy, what you been up to, man? It's been a while since you've been on the show, bro.
Yeah, I just been working and doing my TikTok.
Yeah, right. Your TikTok been fire, bro.
Yeah, trying to gain more viewers and shares.
Tell everybody where they can find it, man.
At Royal Smokes, you can find me right there on TikTok.
Royal Smokes on TikTok. How many videos you put out? A few videos this week, haven't you?
Yeah, I put out probably about three or four.
Okay. Yeah, everybody, please check out Roy's TikTok, Royal Smokes. It's actually pretty fucking dope. It's all most of it is transgender matters. And it's all really good shit. He's out there using his voice and speaking, just being a voice out there, just trying to help encourage people and help people understand certain realities. So sorry, man, I'm speaking on your shit.
Nah, that's okay. That's okay. That's
I
okay.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
I speak enough on it. They know they know what I need from them. They know I need that support, that them shares.
Hmm. And everybody, we got a newcomer today, Corey Delano. Corey, tell everybody about yourself, man.
Cool. Yeah. So, like right now, I'm living in Red Bluff, California, working on a construction site. I'm in bridge construction at the moment. I'm a certified welding inspector. We're retrofitting a bridge nearby, and I'm inspecting all the welds that we're putting on that. And man, for the past week, all I've been doing is working and lifting weights and getting stuff together. I'm going to be an adjunct professor here soon for the college that I graduated from. So getting some stuff together for that, man. I just super busy. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
and you're in California, right?
yeah, Northern California. Yep.
All right, ladies, you heard it here. He's in California. Check it out.
Yep. It's on fire right now at the moment. We got a fire nearby. Yeah, got a couple of warnings on my phone talking about there could be evacuating parts of Bahama County. Damn.
Oh shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so y'all, we do this every show. We make a little small talk. We catch up. We talk a little bit. But while we're doing this, we're sharing this across Facebook, across the ether, to get some more live viewers. And it's just kind of what the fuck we do. So, excuse me, I'm gonna share this on my page. And I think we are good to go. So we got an interesting show for y'all today because we actually did a little research, a little something like that, a little information gathering, and I'm gonna. Sorry, wasn't quite ready for the show. Sorry. There we go. So first, well, what I've been doing the past week is enjoying the fuck out of my Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA championship, beat the Suns, Bucks in 6, baby. We did it. We finally did it. Our first chip since the 70s with Lou Alcindor and Oscar Robinson. If y'all don't know who Lou Alcindor is, that is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar before he converted. So the Milwaukee Bucks drafted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then named Lou Alcindor. But I'm happy for my Bucks. Milwaukee, we needed this one. We don't got much going on up there. We need shit like this. Cities like New York, they don't need this shit. They got enough happening out there. LA, they don't need that shit. Like Lakers, Knicks, Nets, Celtics, what? Y'all don't need it as much as Milwaukee. Trust and fucking believe. If anybody across America has been in any smaller cities that are very poor, like Memphis. What's up? Oh, your phone's freezing?
Yeah.
Well, we can still see you, man. You good? You coming in loud and clear over here, bro.
All right.
But yeah, so anyway, we're gonna get into it, y'all, because hey, what's up? Cynthia, Tresia, Morgan, G Mike, Samantha, Alexandria, Love all the live viewers. Keep them comments live, y'all, because we coming in hot. So first, as always, I need to start out with why we do this show. This is the Men Like Us podcast. We do this show to help other men out there. So this is a men's only space, the show that's for men by men. We are doing whatever we can to help stimulate growth in other men who are attracted to women in the trans community, get these guys to come out of their shell and really accept themselves and just be open and just leave the DL life behind. We share our experiences, we share our thoughts in the hopes that other guys can learn from them and, kind of not make some of the mistakes that we made or some of the mistakes that we've seen other people make. I've always heard that it's, learning from your mistakes is smart, but learning from other people's mistakes is wise. So, definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, also big reason why we do this show, at least the reason why I created this show, is I live by the mantra, be the person that you needed when you were younger. And I certainly needed a show like this of men being an example and being open about themselves and letting other men out there know that there's nothing wrong with you. If you're attracted to trans women, you are not gay, you are not a freak, you are not a fetishist, you're not whatever people want to call you. You're a regular guy, you're the same person you've always been. So, we are out here to normalize men being attracted to trans women as well. Another ceremonial thing I have to do at the beginning of every show before we get into it, I have to offer a trigger warning. Pow, 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 trigger warning. We will say things in a way that is palatable to men. And we, ladies, I just need y'all to stick with us through this because this is a men's space. We're going to keep it real here, okay? So we're going to start right off the top with the main topic. Actually, I don't know. Now we're going to go into social media first, and then we'll get to the main topic, give y'all a little appetizer before dinner. So I've been really curious, about like how people view social media in relationships. And, I've been doing a little polling of the Men Like Us audience. And I've just been curious. So I put out a poll in our men's only group, the Men Like Us tribe. It's a men's only group. It's a safe space for all men, but it's a space where all the men who are in that group are attracted to trans women. And the first thing I asked is, hold on a second, I need to get this up. Where's my? Oh, all right. I asked the fellas. Oh wait, I don't have it in front of me. God damn it! Sorry, my tabs are running wild here. So, ask the guys, would you be cool with your girl? Pretty much ask the fellas, would you be cool with your girl posting sexual pictures on IG? Now, obviously, by this girl being your girl, that means you are in a monogamous relationship. So, I asked the men, are you okay with your girl posting sexual pictures on Instagram? The number one vote getter was no, followed up by only if she's making money from it. And last and definitely least was yes. So there were a couple guys that said yes, but most of the guys said no, or only if she's making money from it. And it's just a weird dynamic, because social media kind of just throws a lot of weirdness into this whole formula right now with relationships and how we handle things. And actually, I went out into the ether in social media or in Instagram land on the Men Like Us account, and I asked, let's bring up that. I asked all my followers of the channel, would you give up social media if your partner asked you to? 54% of people said yes. 46% of people who answered said no. And the numbers changed a little bit when I separated the women out to see, which women would say yes or no. Let me get my numbers up here. And this was just on an Instagram poll. 59% of women said yes. 41% of them said no. And you know, it was just an interesting conversation I was having with one of the guys in the group, and it just made me wonder, where's everybody else's head on this? Because I know what I think about it, and I know what he's thinking about it, and I'm just like, where's everybody else come down on this? And it's really interesting that, you know, a large majority of folks, like, well, a majority of the men would not be okay with their woman posting sexual pictures on social media. And then also a majority of people would actually give up their social media if their partner asked them to, which I was definitely surprised by. Definitely interesting. Corey, you're in the men's group. You saw some of our conversation we were having in the group on the subject, and I really want to get your thoughts on the poll that we put in the men's group, which is hold on a second. Oh, would you be cool with your girl posting sexual pictures on IG? Where do you fall on that?
Yeah, I voted no. I wouldn't be cool with that. You know, because like to me, like I don't know, I would feel a bit disrespected if you know my girl posted provocative pictures with like the outfits showing a lot of skin and certain things. You know, because like if you're, in my opinion, if you're in a monogamous relationship with somebody that you're in love with, and that certain parts of y'all's physical body should only be for y'all's eyes only. You know what I mean? And when you go putting that on social media where other guys can see, that throws a monkey wrench in the situation. And then also too, like, why would you want to, in my opinion, why would you want to post pictures like that because you're going to draw attention of other men, and they're going to make comments, and they're going to be like, oh, hey, what's up, baby? What's your number? What's them digits? And stuff like that. So, and that's what caused me to be like, those guys, but hey, man, back off. She's with me, So, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think on the matter.
Roy, you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. What are your thoughts on that poll, man?
Me personally, yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I was already in a relationship where that was happening, and it didn't bother me at all. So, long as you solid in yourself, secure in yourself, and y'all both had that understanding, and she can do whatever she please. It's just it is a fine line, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I know this isn't, specifically a trans-related conversation. It was just a really interesting relationship conversation that we were having in the group. It was just like, I wonder where everybody else falls on it. Let's see what people are saying in the comments here. If my boyfriend were okay with me posting sexy pics on IG, I'd feel some type of way, whether it's for money or not. Okay. No, I'd keep my social media. A girl needs. Oh yeah, we're not on that part yet. We'll get back to that part. Yeah. Well, for me, when I think about it, with the whole like you're already in a relationship, but you still posting thirst trap pictures, I'm looking at it like, why are you putting out a for sale sign on a house that's already sold? Like, to me, it's social media. When you're putting out thirst trap pictures, you ain't doing nothing but just keeping yourself out on the market. You're still putting out listings for this house that's already taken. People living in that shit. Like, that's your house. Like, but it's still being advertised. And it's going to draw in people that are looking to buy a house. I know that's a crazy analogy, but that's kind of how I see it.
Is it really that though, Chris? Or is some of them just want to just happy about themselves, like they just they just positive about themselves, and they're doing it for the right intentions, not necessarily looking for that negative attention. But you know how some of us men are, we take it that way. But I don't think all women are doing it for negative attention. I think some of them doing it for positivity, and it's just all about how the men take it.
Yeah. For sure. Well, I mean, I think that's really what I'm getting at is, prospective buyers are men. Like you're pretty much saying, hey, I still want more attention from men. But Alexandra brings up a great question. Is the house sold or is it being rented? There you go, fellas. Like you may think that's your house, and the lady might be like, yeah, but I'll take a better offer. Like I'm just letting you stay here short term, but when that better offer comes, I don't know. Like yes, and there is something body positivity to it, Letitia, absolutely. And like you were saying, bro, yeah, that's definitely a thing. But we all know certain things that may cross the line or may not for each other. But it's just interesting. We all have different thoughts on this. And it's just something that I thought about talking about, and just seeing what everybody else thought in the comments, because it was really a really interesting thing. Because a lot of times, at least in my experience, at least in my own relationship, social media has never really been the most positive force in the relationship. It's kind of been a source of drama or bullshit, sometimes. But yeah, I'm sorry. To the secondary question that would you give up social media if your partner asked you to? Who said that? Rena had a point. She said, "No, I'd keep my social media. Girl needs independence. On the other hand, I would dial it down if my partner expressed concerns." Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I don't. For me, it's literally like I'm in a make money kind of situation, because like social media is core to what I do for a paycheck. Like these bills in this house don't get paid if I'm not on social media. So digital marketing is my trade. So it's like I can't not be on it, and I can't not stay up on trends in social media. But if I have a vanity channel where I was just posting lots of high what do you call those things? Anyways, pictures from all my photo shoots or whatever else. I can definitely let it go. I could definitely let it go. But I get that people have other social media accounts too. Whether they're this is the account with all my friends. This is the account for other stuff. It is what it is, and obviously social media. Alexandra is on one today. She says, my house ain't sold until he signs the contract. Fair enough. Well, I can't argue that. Exactly. Maybe if we engage or marry, I could dial it down, but without that, nah. And you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I think a lot of this shit comes in the terms of men are talking about, who we gonna put a ring on? Like, why am I thinking about putting a ring on you if you're putting out all these thirst trap pictures and you're pretty much still marketing yourself as out on the market? From my perspective, I'd be like, nah, that's not getting the ring. But boyfriend, girlfriend, just a little casual dating, sure, why not? Whatever. But these are all just Chris' perspectives. Be mad at Chris, not the other guys. Sorry, Corey, go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was just saying when you were talking about the perspective of we wouldn't be cool with certain pictures being on social media. We're thinking from the perspective of who we're going to put a ring on, who we're going to spend the rest of our lives with, and that's what I was thinking too when you said that. That's what my mind went to, like who's the long term, who's the I'm going to have gray hairs with, and all that, all that jazz, and that's where I was thinking of. But yeah, if you're just casually with somebody, then yeah, I don't think I'd really pay two thoughts to it, So yeah,
for sure. So yeah, I mean, I get all that. Like, it's the whole thing. But I just want to have the short conversation. This is not the meat of the show. That was pretty much an appetizer. But we got a viewer question, and I kind of wanted to talk about it because. If this particular viewer has this question, I'm sure other people are thinking about this and talking about this. So, we got a viewer emailed the show, and she was essentially asking, is there such a thing as being too transamorous? Is there such a thing as being too open? making this like too big of a part of your life, or being just too loud and proud about it in a way that, you know, either A, might make a woman uncomfortable, B, might make her feel othered, C, you know, might take away control from her ability to control who knows her tea. You know, in the way, and also, you know, is it also a way for men to, I guess, take up too much space and and take attention away from women in the community? These are the questions that are floating around. So right off top, Roy, I just want to start with you, man, and just with the top question: do you think there is such a thing as being too transamorous?
First off, I feel like we damn if we do, damn if we don't. Like, where's all this pressure coming from towards us? Like, I remember them days when there was no one doing nothing. Now that we doing something, it's like people finding excuses and reasons for us not to do it. No, 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 no. We can be as loud as we want. There's no such thing. There's a such thing as being DL.
Right.
But when you live in your life, there's no such thing. You live in your life. We gotta stop doing that. That's the problem. That has to stop. That's like a form of shaming us. That's how I'm feeling at this point. Instead of giving us the love and support that we need, they finding excuses for us not to do it. They need to look at themselves. That's what the problem is. They need to look at themselves and ask themselves, do they really want us to be out and be open?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of what Roy just said. It's awesome, very valid point. The question is there such a thing as being too transamorous? Like, that's a little bit of a confusing question to me, because it's like it's either you are or you ain't. It's a yes or no question, at least to me. It seems like so, you know. But now, if you think about it in terms of, you know, like being open, I think it's like a guy being open about his attractions. I think it's really up to him, and it should be left up to him, because it's his attractions, is it not? You know, like if a guy wants to go on like a YouTube channel or make a channel such as this and talk about it and try and rid stigmas, I mean, all the power to him. Like, do it, man. Or if a guy just wants to, you know, be open about it, it's like, yeah, I date trans women, and leave it at that. It should be it should be allowed to do that. You know, like there's certain aspects like I'm open about it. I got my own YouTube channel talking about it, but at the same time, like I work in construction, right? So, you know, am I gonna go on a construction site and start shouting it to the rooftop? No, but at the same time, I'm not gonna hide it. If somebody, like I say, I'm out with a girl and she's trans, and somebody that I work with a construction approaches me, and, you know, I'm not gonna be trying to run and hide behind a, you know, in an aisle or something. You know what I mean? So, you know, with the whole thing about being open and talking about it, you know, it should be up to the guy on how open he wants to be, on if he wants to, you know, talk about it on social medias or or whatever. Like, you know, like come on, like, you know, let us, you know, live our lives. Let us, you know, be open as much as we want to about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really understand what the desire is to try and control a guy and tell him, no, you're doing too much. You're not doing enough. Like, you know, like he said, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Double-edged sword, you know? So, yeah.
Well, you know, guys, I think some of it, I think some of the times, I think the purpose of all of this gets misconstrued. And at least for me, with why I do this show, I've said in the beginning of the show, why we do, now I never made up the term transamorous. I don't know where the fuck it came from. I heard somebody coin the term on Tumblr, and it just took the fuck off. So this term was here before any of us came into this space. We're just trying to make sense of it here. But I just think that the purpose of it, the purpose of the term, the identifier, the community that comes with the term, I think the purpose of it has been misconstrued. I think that a lot of women see this as, well, you're doing this for us. And a lot of times these men are doing it for themselves, not you. They're doing it to make sense of themselves. They're doing it to find community, to find a sense of normalcy, to be accepted, to give themselves a little bit more confidence. A lot of guys, when they find this community, are like, wow, I have a lot more confidence and like living in my truth, and a lot more confidence in tackling some of the barriers, like having that conversation with your mom or with your friends, or letting a sibling know, or letting somebody else who's important in your life know what's going on, or giving you the strength to start to head in a more positive direction with the girl that you have been dating DL. Because we've had some guys come into the men's group saying, hey, look, I love this girl. I think this is my queen, this, and I'm ready to make this change. And, I just need a little bit of support from you guys and to do it. And they did. But it's, I think all of this stuff has a lot more to do with us and helping us out. Like, when they say two transamorous, it's just like, okay, well, no. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Fucking jackass. Sorry, some dumbass dude walking by. I'm sorry, I'll flare up in a minute. Anywho, but yeah, I just think a lot of it is for the guys involved, and a lot of this stuff just did. Even 10 years ago, a lot of this stuff didn't exist. Guys had no place to go; they had nobody to talk to. And sometimes I've heard a lot of trans women say, "Well, guys, we can't raise you up; you have to do the work yourself." And then, guys are out here doing the work, and it's just like, yeah, but not that way. Do it the way we want you to do it. It's like, well, we have to do it the way that we need to do it as men. But anyhow, I'm not going to go into all of that. I would just say, hold on. Let's see. Sorry, the comments are strolling in, fellas. So let's see here. I'm not done with that. That's all right. Teresa, Iman, thanks for joining us today. I think we should all focus on our own authentic experiences. Authentic spaces. Everyone has a different experience transitioning, and each man has to do the work to do what works for him. Courtney, I don't think there's such a thing as two transamorous. I can always appreciate a strong male voice speaking up for us, no matter how loud. Hey, shout out to Roy. He's literally the loudest one I've ever heard. Shoes. And we need all the support in the world. There's a lot of men that like to be in the DL. I can't deal with them like that. As soon as I see something suspicious, I stop dealing with him. Shout out to Pandora on that one. Lauren K, thanks to all you guys for great videos, conversations, peace, love, and light, y'all. Yo, the homie Corey had a great video telling this story. He put out a video, I think it was just titled "I Love Trans Women," right? Yeah, and it fucking blew up. There are guys stepping up and just saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna be scared."
Right.
And here he is. And now he's kicking it with the men like us. So appreciate you coming through, Maine. And Roy out there, he normally got the t-shirts. The TikToks are fire as fuck. And he's just doing whatever he can do. So, and I mean, the first time I came across Roy was he put a public post out there with him and his now ex, sort of ex. I don't know where they're. I'm just say ex. Okay, that's your relationship, bro. But with the girl he was at the time, he was dating this girl, and he put up this post. It was like, "Oh, I'm not ashamed," and I mean, the internet was savaging. Like they were going nuts. They were going in, but he stood his ground and didn't give a fuck. And it was just like, we need more men with iron wills out here like that, who really can stand up and just not care. And ladies, please know, and most of these guys who say they're transamorous, like a lot of us are really built to take on all the bullshit from the outside world. Like Corey, Roy, all the other guys on the show, you know, people saying, "Oh, nigga, you gay." Oh, this is that don't affect us at all, you know. And if somebody come wrong and is offensive to the girl that we're with, we'll flare up and fuck them up. Like we ain't afraid to throw hands out here. Like this ain't just some like talking shit. This is how we live. This is our lives. A piece of our lives. It's not an identification for sure. Hold on a second. Alexandra. All right. So there's a difference between being open and letting it become your personality. It's like those I love my wife shirts. I just find it unnecessary. It would make me feel othered or put on blast. Fellas, thoughts?
I can see what she's saying about that. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're trying to post all these big signs with big arrows, you know, and it's like all lights and whatnot. And it's just like, you know, almost like a look at me. I get where she's coming from at that, and you know, I mean, I can say for myself that's not what I'm trying to do, and I think that's what the majority of guys that I've come across who are being open to talking about. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to normalize it because change happens. You know, it's not like one big huge explosion. Changes like especially with the social aspect with people. Changes happens by conversation. You have a conversation with somebody, and minds are changed, and perspectives are seen, and then they go off and have a conversation with somebody, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Yeah, that's a good point though, Alexandria.
Roy?
I mean, I thought I just tackled this, man. I mean, if she's trans and I'm with her, they're automatically going to assume that I'm trans attracted. So I mean, there's no hiding it. There's no denying it. There's no running from it. Like the best thing for us men to do is take it head on. Mm-hmm. There's no running from it. I mean, if we with a trans woman and she's clocked, they're gonna automatically assume. Just by us being who we are now, no matter if the woman is cis or not, they see us with a woman, they're gonna automatically think she's trans, whether she can get cloaked or not. So there's no hiding it. So regardless of how loud we are or not, the moment that we decide to come out, we expose. So people's gonna regardless have that assumption that or the person that he's with is trans. So there's nothing we can do about it at this point. But besides be us and be as loud as we can, so we can keep inspiring others, motivating others, and encouraging others.
And you know, to the letting it become your personality aspect, you know, I'm happy to see somebody to hear a woman say that, you know, it shouldn't become your personality. Only because look, we're all regular guys. Roy's at work. Roy's on break at work now. Like he's at his spot right now. Like Corey's got a job. I got a job. I work at high levels in media. Like I have a fucking job and I'm a manager. I'm responsible for a lot of shit. So yeah, this isn't my life. I have a life, but you know, it's as much of my identity as being gay is or lesbian is for somebody who's gay or lesbian. Because at the end of the day, being transamorous is nothing more than a sexual preference identifier. Being gay is a sexual preference identifier, yet we have pride in all this other shit. Like us doing some podcasts and videos and all that stuff or wearing a t-shirt, that's not letting it become our personality. But be real, this is a sexual preference identifier at the end of the day. At least the way that I see it, I don't see any difference. Obviously, the trans experience when it comes to the rest of the LGBT community is very different because for them, it's not just a sexual preference identifier. They're changing their entire fucking life. They're changing their names. Gay men don't change their names. Transamorous men don't change their names. Bisexual men ain't changing their names and their whole lives and their gender markers and all that shit and how they dress and getting surgeries and all. We're not doing that. Just because we're not having your experience doesn't mean that our shit's invalid. You give the same amount of credence to the preferences of other people. Just give it to us too. Because I think, when it's like, oh, well, it shouldn't be a person. It isn't. And I don't think it should be. You got to have a life. Like sex is only so much. Sex and relationship is only so much of your life. You have to have a life outside of this shit. Which is why, me, I play PlayStation with a lot of guys who are transamorous. And it's cool. We can come together on other interests. It isn't just the girls that we're interested in. We have other things happening in our lives. So, I feel you on that, letting it become your personality because it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But, I would say that when people look at transamorous men in a weird way, and they say that, wait, so all you guys have in common is just the fact that you like trans women? Isn't it weird that you're all coming together? I say no, because nobody says it's weird that gay men come together. Nobody says it's weird that lesbian women come together. We are a group of people with the same sexual preferences. That's it. That's all we have in common. There is no massive culture built around it because the shit's brand new. I mean, men have been with trans women since obviously men who are, men have been with trans women since forever. I'm not saying that that's new, but this transamorous community being open about it and trying to weave it into the natural social order is new in America, at least. I'm not dealing with other countries right now. I live in America. I know that a lot of my listeners are outside the country, but I know a lot of Eurocentric countries aren't too friendly about it either because they follow, the dogma of Christianity a lot of times. But it's and I'm gonna say something controversial as fuck right now, and Corey, I get it. If you never come back to the show, brother, it was great having you. But at the end of the day, when people talk about transamory makes me feel othered, that's how something makes you feel, and you have to figure out why it makes you feel othered. You have to figure out why a man specifically liking trans women makes you not feel like a woman. Because in the minds of all these men on this podcast and all the guys in my group and all the guys that say they're trans attract, whatever, all of us, day one, that's day one knowledge. Trans women are women. And we see that as such, and we respect the fuck out of that shit. Trans women are women, point blank, period. They get all the rights and privileges that women get with me. I open up doors, I pay for meals, I introduce to my family. I will walk on the outside. When we're walking down the street, I'm closest to the street. She gets my jacket if it's cold outside. All of these things that I do for women, I do for trans women just the same. Ain't nothing changing the program. There might be some different things in the relationship in terms of understanding how to help my partner through dysphoria. But I mean, there are differences, once you get to the nitty-gritty of a relationship, when it comes to trans versus cis, there are some differences. There are things that you have to just be ready for. And there are different things you have to understand. So I'm never going to sit here and act like everything's one for one. But, at the end of the day, trans women are women. So that's all I have to say to the othered argument. You can at me. I am at Men Like Us Podcast, Instagram. You can email the show. I am available everywhere. So sorry to get us all canceled here. Well, get me canceled. These other guys didn't have nothing to do with it. It's Chris that's saying cancel worthy shit. But anyway, I don't want anything bad to happen on anybody. All right. Wait. Following him on YouTube, such a fan. Probably it's good to see you guys collaborate. Probably talking about you, Corey. Or Roy. I don't know. We're all out there, really.
YouTube.
Yeah. Treasure says, my ex had a hard time as I was the first trans woman he dated. I have him or I'm sorry, I gave him the time to figure and space to figure out what he was feeling. He was open and honest, and I admired that about him. Just make sure you gotta just gotta make sure you like her for her and not because she's trans, J Alba. And you know what? I wholeheartedly disagree with you, brother. So there's that. Obviously, there's not liking someone because they're trans, but let's be real and let's stop living in a fucking fantasy world. Everybody has a preference. Cis men who date cis women have a preference. They will not date a woman that isn't cis. They want a cis woman. That's what they want. A gay man who likes other cis men and doesn't want a trans man, he has a preference. He's starting out with, oh, cis man. Now I build on that. Now the cis man has to be this race, make this much money, be this tall, be whatever. Same for cis women who only like cis men. Like at the end of the day, we all have our preferences, and we can't fucking sit around here and bullshit that and act like this isn't how the world of attraction works. Yeah, of course you like the person that you're with because they're with you. You know, I've fallen in love with trans women not because they were trans, but because they were considerate. They made me feel special. They treated me right. They did for me when they didn't have to. They had amazing attributes about them. You know, whether they were determined or resilient, their resiliency, or you know, their ambition. Whatever attracts you to somebody, that's the kind of shit that matters. But at the end of the day, let's not fucking live in a fantasy world where that shit doesn't matter, because you're only doing yourself a disservice by playing around in fantasy land. We need to live in reality. Now, for some people, it don't matter. They don't care if they date cis or trans, and that's cool. Everybody's got their a lot of guys in this space date cis and trans, and I depending on the girl, I would date a cis girl tomorrow. Really? But that's just because that's what I'm into. But if a man says, oh, this is what I'm into and I only date trans women, let him fucking do that shit. And don't turn around, well, you should like the person for the person. No, everybody has preference. And this group of men, we have a right to have a preference just like anybody else. Trans women have a right to like dick. We do too. Point blank, period. I mean, some people might not think that we should have these rights or should have these preferences, but I mean, you can't really control what people want. Because if you could, trust me, the Catholic Church would have stomped out homosexuality a long time ago. But I mean, you know, they don't give a fuck about. They say they do, but they don't. I mean, look at their priests. But sorry, I'm kind of just flying off. I really want you guys to go into this too, man. I'm just these things. I'm just used to like All right, Alexandra. It makes me happy to see a guy be openly transamorous, admitting other guys to process their experience. I can't counsel a guy I'm dating on everything, and it wouldn't be fair to both of us. That creates dependent relationships and mind games. Fair enough. Fair enough. And really, guys, well, I don't want to go back to that, but we'll go to the next one. I really just want to make sure I get all these comments in here because people are, you know, with me, it's just simple. Are you in or out? I don't care how good a dude looks like or how much money he has. If he's going to treat me on the low, then that's there is a no automatically. It's bothering me when that man reach out to me and he's DL, having baby mamas and married. Hell nah. Yes, of course. Sorry. So fellas, I want to ask you another question here. So Corey, I'm gonna ask you first.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, Corey, I'm gonna ask you first, man. So what do you think? So this is another question from that same viewer. They were asking, like, how can trans women get more men involved in this transamorous movement or trend? Like, how do they get more men? How do they? What are your thoughts on like how they bring more men into this space?
Let me think on that for a second. I mean, to me, it seems like a pretty simple way to go about it. Just conversation. talk to him about, just reaching out, because she knows where the group is at. She knows where the Men Like Us Tribe group is at. And, show him the group, show him the YouTube content, the Instagram, the TikTok content. Just show him all this out there. There's other guys out there just like you talking about it, and they're trying to develop a sense of community by getting other guys to talk about it, to come forth and be in the inner circle. And excuse me. So, to me, there's many tools out there, for this, and it's growing too. Like you said, 10 years ago, things like this, groups like this didn't exist, but now it does exist, and we have tools now, so we can develop a sense of community, or hell, if you don't want a sense of community, you just want to maybe dip in a little bit and just it's kind of I guess how you take it and what you make of it, But sorry, I got a little off there. But yeah,
Roy, what are your thoughts, man? See, this woman's asking, how do we bring more men into what is it? I'm sorry. I'm forgetting the question that she asked. How can trans women get more men involved?
I think I did a TikTok on this the other day. For society to accept us, first we got to get y'all to accept us. I don't mean just 5 people that accept us. The whole community got to accept us. And then y'all gotta promote us, put us out there, show the world that there are trans attracted men out there. Right now we flying blind. We need help. Y'all destroyed Malik Yoba when he came out, so that's already a black eye on us. That makes other dudes look like they don't want to come out. So now that we got some dudes that's out there, we need y'all help to promote us, share us, put us out there. Show that there are positive dudes out there who are doing it the right way. But until then, there's nothing y'all can really do besides that. Christian show, y'all have to put that out there. Y'all have to promote that. Y'all have to share that on your timelines, on your pages, on your platforms, so people can see us. If nobody's seeing us, there's nothing to believe. So they're not going to listen to you.
Well, I think, a piece of this, I think there's a reason why we're doing what we're doing and how we're doing it. Like, I think that digital media like TikTok or YouTube are ways for us to reach people that we just don't know. So, it's like there's a lot of guys out there that I don't know. There's a lot of guys out there that Corey or Roy don't know, and we're just trying to reach as many people as possible. But ladies, I think what it would be, if you're trying to get a man involved or just get him around other men, definitely send them to, a Facebook group. Facebook groups are great supports for men. It's a space where they can, kind of share what they're feeling and kind of put a call out for help. And in a lot of these groups, there's men at every stage of the game. Men that have had just about any experience you can have, somebody in that group's had it already. Ladies, even if it's just a guy that and it's like, yo, this dude is married and he's struggling with himself. You got a lot of guys that are married that have either, that were struggling with themselves when they were married, and they decided to either, stay with their family, or they ended up going through a divorce, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, they kind of made whatever decision they had to make for themselves. But like, there's somebody there to help guide him through that. So, there's a lot of different experiences in there. But I want to get back to these comments. Alexandria, apparently I might have misinterpreted what she was saying. I think she just doesn't like the shirts. The shirts are a problem. And, Alexandria, I'll say, the trans community, at least from what I've seen and what Roy has seen and with some of the other guys, there's a lot of women that are very politically active. And they're like, you guys need to be out there making a fucking statement. You need to be wearing these shirts. You need to be out loud and proud as we are when we're out there protesting on the streets and doing X, Y, and Z. And I think that's what's moving a lot of guys to be like, yo, I'm here. Like, this is what we're doing, y'all. Like, you know, being that out with it, getting shirts made, whatever else. So I think that's kind of what drove a lot of guys into that space, just to explain like where it's really coming from. You know, men do listen. We listen to y'all. And women say, hey, this is how you should proceed. And the guys just take their marching orders and fucking go. They got the t-shirts, they got hats. You know, they're making their own t-shirts or buying t-shirts from women's brands that they make. You know, shout out to the trans murder blackout movement. But you know, there's a lot of activism in this community. And guys just are kind of following suit with that, with the example of activism in this space. So but you know, fuck, just talking on this YouTube channel right now, it's just not, it's some level of activism. Like, it's really putting your face out there. But anywho, so yeah, look, I know we kind of went off the rails a little bit here, y'all, but it was just this whole, like, you know, two transamorous conversation. It's just like, it's a question I've gotten a few times. It's something that's come up in a few conversations. Like, okay, it's nice that y'all are out, but y'all are too out and y'all are doing too much. And now you're starting to take up space. And now you're becoming the center. You're making yourself the center of attention when we should be the center of attention. And like, all I can say is there is no limit on how much information is on the internet. Everybody can make a YouTube page. This thing is not limited. Everybody can get heard. Everybody can get their followers up, you know. But just know that, like, a lot of these things these guys are doing, it is in an attempt to help change hearts and minds and do better and help people be better. So, like, just know that that's where a lot of that's coming from. Without being too open stuff. So, anywho, you know, we done been going way too long in circles. I want to make sure I get that. G Mike, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us again, bro. I think more stuff not involving trans stuff like gaming, show the guys are normal, regular people like you. Absolutely. But you know what? It's even more important that we do that for women, which is why I have women on my show, but we don't talk about trans stuff. I just did an episode a few days ago talking about a comic book, DC, you know, Batman the Animated Series. I'm having my friend who, you know, she's an adult film star, but we're not talking about her porn career. We're not talking about her OnlyFans account. We're not talking about any of that shit. We're talking about Star Trek because we fucking love Star Trek. Like, a lot of these girls are multifaceted as fuck. And, you know, I did start this channel to, like, I did start this channel to show that the guys are different and we're varied. We have different experiences and we are just normal dudes. But I also kind of want to show that with women too, because there's just not enough of that out there. Like, really, with some of the high profile girls, like, I have to be honest, when I was, you know, just a guy that watched porn, and then I started seeing videos where girls were like talking and sharing their personalities, I'm like, wow, actually I like this person a lot more because I just learned this chick is dope as fuck. And she's actually pretty cool. And you know who that first one was? It was T.S. Madison. I was listening to T.S. Madison a long time ago, before she started doing the TV stuff. But she had an interview somewhere, and she was just telling her stories. And I'm just like, this is a very fascinating world. Like, wow, I'm learning more about her. And she shoots from the hip. She's a straight shooter. She will give you the God honest truth. And, you know, shout out to T.S. Madison on that tip, for real. But, you know, we're trying, man. We're trying, G Mike. I might get in a video game stream this weekend. We'll see. It's my birthday weekend, so we'll see if I actually get online or not. But sorry, Corey. I'm just going on. But you know what? Okay, here's a I'll let you guys, what do you guys think about this one? Alexandria says, are there enough men who are open about their preferences for us to promote? No shade, for real. I tell guys, I talk to about your platform though. But what do y'all think? Like, have y'all been coming across a lot of other content creators out there? Other dudes doing what you're doing? Like, if you had trouble finding people to collab with?
I would have to say, I mean, yeah, I've had some issues. Like, when I first started my YouTube channel, like I only knew of like 2 other people. But when I started the channel, then I found this group. Actually, Jay Alva actually introduced me to this group. So I feel like it's definitely growing, but at the same time, like, I mean, there are plenty of us guys out there who are willing to date trans women, and so I don't think it really should matter the number of us to promote, so to speak. I think you should still promote us, and you're adding all these things to it. It'll help grow and become more normal, so to speak, and you'll encourage other guys. If you're promoting, other guys who are open like us, you'll encourage more guys to step in, and then more and more. It'll be almost like your 401k that you invest into every year. It's going to grow and grow and grow. And when you get to retirement, boom, it's huge, So, I mean, I don't think it really should matter the number. I think we're getting too caught up on numbers, and we should be more caught up on the individuals themselves, if that makes any sense.
For sure. Shout out in Alexandria. Thanks for sharing our platforms, though. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support everybody in here's giving us. Roy, did you have anything to add on that or no?
Nah, well, Corey hit it all. He hit it all.
Okay.
It starts from a little bit that's there. It's like a little snowball effect that's going down the hill. It got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So it starts from us, and the more that we get shared out there, the more dudes can gravitate.
Yo, shout out to Jay Alva. Shout out to you, Corey. Like, shout out to. I mean, like, look, I even encourage more guys in my group. I'm like, yo, do you need to start your own podcast, bro? Like, get your own shit going. Like, do it. We need more men out there talking. Because none of our channels are doing legit gangbuster numbers. When I say as a YouTube social media kind of expert, I do this for my day job. Legit numbers is like I'm talking like a consistent, 6-figure viewership with every episode, every piece of content you do. We're not on that level, so we need as many guys out here with smaller numbers as possible. And we're all kind of a network. We kind of collab and all that stuff, and people catch all the shit. But like, we really, I always encourage more guys to get out here because we need it. The more, the merrier. But Alexandria, there aren't that many of us, and I will say it is hard for us to find each other. Like, Corey's been at it for 10 months. I just became aware of Corey like a month or two ago, and Jay Alva was telling me about it. Justin was telling me about it. It's like, yo, man, you got to meet this guy. He got this great video. And I'm like, all right. And, I finally checked it out, but it was just like, he's been doing this for 10 months. I didn't know he was out there. He didn't know I was out there. Like, we are really kind of small fish in this gigantic ocean. So it can be hard for us to find ourselves, really. Alexandria, I don't think there's enough. I think, just promote the ones that promote the ones that you can find. And, that's really what it is.
Can I add a little more to that, Chris?
Yes, sir.
So, what inspired me to start my YouTube channel, was one day I was thinking on it, and I was like, you can go on YouTube all day long and you can see it. You could look up, anything to do with the trans experience, anything dealing with that. You see women talking about their side of things all day long, but I had to search to find a guy. And the guy that I did find was No Joke Howard. I don't know if you ever heard of him. And I watched it, and I mean, a lot of the things he said I agreed with, and a lot of things I didn't agree with. Those certain mannerisms, I think he could have, put it a little bit differently on certain things. But we won't get into that. That's a whole nother story another day. But like, I had to search to find that guy. And he actually had a pretty substantial following, at least especially for guys like us. And I was like, wow, like, there's not that many guys talking about it. Like, I should do it. And it took me a while to get around to doing it because, life and, it isn't my identity. It isn't what all I'm about. Like, I've been traveling around this country doing different things in my career field. So it took me a minute to get to it. But yeah, so I just want to add to the fact that, when you promote guys and whatnot, and they become bigger in their little channels or Instagrams, TikToks, whatever it is that you're promoting, you know, it helps other guys like me to find, you know, inspiration and an idea of like, oh, that's how I could do it. And you know, on my channel, all I do is do it on my cell phone. You know, just like No Joke did it. So, but yeah, that's all I had.
Okay. JL, I see you out there, man. You know, when I was sort of funny, but like, you know, there's just a common narrative out there where people are like just ignoring reality in some situations. But I understand you got your preference, bruh, and I fucks with you. So Jay Alva is one of the moderators in my group. He was actually the first moderator in the Men Like Us tribe because me and him was pretty much it at first. But you know, he definitely played a part in me starting my own group for just men. But fellas, we got a question here from Monica. Shout out to Monica. She's got a really good question here. Because I think this is something that, you know, I've thought about, and you know, we are getting to this point. I've already had a few instances where, you know, I had to play referee, so to speak. But Monica is saying that many trans women feel that the dating pool of transamorous men is extremely limited. Because of that, it seems difficult to find a mate who hasn't made the rounds. How do you guys feel about potentially matching up with a trans woman who has dated another transamorous man within the Men Like Us circle? Shit, Roy. You can chime in when you're ready, bruv. I know you may not be in a safe space right now, but I'll just let you go, Corey. What do you think about this, man?
You know, that is an interesting, you know, question there. To me, like, I don't know. It's, you know, how do I put this together? Give me a second. I get where she's coming at. It's almost like, is there like some sort of like bro code or whatever in between the Men Like Us tribe or other guys like us in the transamorous community or whatever you want to call? I mean, I don't think it's any different than, you know, any other community with a preference, so to speak. You know, it's like, you know, okay, you know, let's say, Chris, me and you, we become the best of buddies, right, man? I moved to wherever you're at. We're like hanging out all the time, you know, having beer, going fishing, all this good stuff, right? And I fall madly in love with a woman who's trans, but then she breaks my heart, right? And she starts on you. Of course, if you're a real good friend to me, you are not gonna like pursue something with her because you know that would really mess me up, right? Yeah. But let's just say now we're just like, you know, we're on this group together on the show, and I dated somebody, and then she broke up with me, and then she goes off and dates you. I'm not gonna be mad at you because we're not on that level. Like, you're a cool dude. We're not on that deep friendship level that almost like we're basically like brothers. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it really depends on what the situation is when it comes to that. It's not like there's a secret code amongst us. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think we already got policies and procedures as just men and how we deal with this shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's man law is in full effect on all this shit. It's about respect. So, you know, Corey, I meet a girl and I think she's dope as fuck, and then I find out she used to date you. I'm gonna let you know, like, yo, man, here's what's happening. I met her, X, Y, and Z. I didn't know she was your ex, but I really like her. You know, how do you feel about it? Once we're already in, but if it's like on surface level, like I'm deciding whether to figure it out, do it or not. Like if I know a girl dated you or Roy or Trell or Mike or any of the other guys or Troy or Joel, whoever, you know, it's just like, yo, man, I would come to the dude first, like, yo, man, where you at on this? Like, it's got to be a respect thing. For me, it's got to be a respect thing because you know what? At the end of the day, it just ain't worth it, bro. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and even when I was dating cis women, I just never had the mind to jeopardize my friendships with other men or my relationships with other men just so that I can get a piece of ass.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, this is not. No. Now I can be like, yo, man, so I'm talking to this girl, X, Y, and Z, whatever else. And I know ladies go, well, she could be your forever love. It it could be, would be, who knows. I'm gonna just keep it pushing. But I would not cross another dude that I had respect for and let that shit go. And you know what? I'll take it a step further because I've done this in the group. If it's a man I got respect for in the group, and I'm like, yo, I'm looking out for this brother, I'm gonna let him know some fuck shit's happening. If there's some tomfoolery afoot, I'm gonna look out for my boy. I'm not down with this, sitting there watching somebody be fucked up in the streets. And like, oh, I ain't doing that shit, man. So I guess we lost Roy. He's got to pop off. But man, I'm just saying it's. Let me. There we go. It's come up before in this little group of ours, and ladies, men are coming together. We know more and more of y'all, and a lot of some of y'all dirt is getting exposed too. So I'll just say it like this. I had a situation where one girl had this dude nose wide open. Meanwhile, she fucking another one of the brothers in another city. And I'm like, yo, bro, you may not want to be so public in your love for this girl. Because I have a reliable source that she is not being loyal and she is getting smashed out by the homies in this city. And I fucking told him. I'm not gonna know that shit and just sit there and watch. Be like, yeah, man, well, that's fucked up. I hope you find out. No. If I have respect for you as a man, I'm gonna tell you. That ain't everybody's get down, that ain't everybody's philosophy. But Monica, that is a really great question. Thanks for asking that. I wouldn't have a problem with it. And I realize that the dating pool is very small. All I would say is only thing that I would do is I'm not gonna lie. I would tell the dude, like, yo, man, when I knew her, she was doing this, and this. If you see any of that stuff, you really might want to watch yourself. She may have turned a new leaf and is a new person, and that's great. And then I hope y'all live happy lives, but I don't want you to get caught up on the same shit that I got caught up on. So that's just me. I would try and help a brother out, especially if he's coming to me in respect, like, yo, cool. Well, hey, just so you know, I saw this, and this. If you're not seeing that, you're golden, dude. Have fun. Because, I think that whole tranny chaser thing, kind of is like, well, I don't want no man that's been with another woman. It's like, fuck out of here. Be realistic. It's gonna happen. I think if it's too close to a breakup, then that's disrespectful. But if it was my ex from a few years ago or even a year ago, and I'm like over it and I'm cool and I moved on, fine. But if it's like the next month, no, dude, don't do that shit because I might have to find you and punch you in the face. Like I might have to fuck you up. So, it ain't even just a trans thing. This is just how you handle relationships. Period. I believe. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say, Corey?
Yeah, I was just gonna add to it. What I was coming from the mindset of my understanding of the question was like just transamorous men in general, because we don't know every single transamorous guy out there. So what I was thinking of from the mindset of just how much do you know the person and whatnot, you said and whatnot, it's all about the respect thing. Like if you know this guy, you're friends with this guy and whatnot, then yeah, there needs to be a mutual respect there of like, hey, so-and-so is saying hello, what's up, you know what I mean? So yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I was thinking from a broad spectrum of things.
Oh yeah, you're right. If you don't know the dude, yeah, then whatever, fuck it. I'm just thinking like if there's familiarity, a lot of us know each other. This group is small. The Men Like Us tribe is like fucking, it's like only 90 people. It's not a large group. There are fraternity chapters that are bigger than that where everybody knows each other's names. Like, it's a small group. So, and you know what? At the time when all that shit happened, I didn't really know the guy that well. But I had respect for him, and I'm like, you know what? He's one of the brothers, and in the way that trans women count damn near every other trans woman as their sister, I counted him as, hey, and that's my brother. Let me look out for this man.
Yeah.
Let me make sure he ain't fucked up in the street and go too far while he's getting cheated on.
I mean,
in a different time zone.
Yeah. At the end of the day, though, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's all about, excuse me, it's all about, being a good person. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not a good person, you're going to do, fucked up assholish things and whatnot. But, yeah, you're right. It all comes down at the end of the day, just being a good person. Like, you knew the guy, whatnot. You might not have known him really well, but you knew him well enough. You knew his name. You probably knew what he did for a living and whatnot. You knew enough about it. You was just like, hey, man, this is XYZ. This is what's going on. So at the end of the day, it's all about respect. It's kind of like we as the group or whatever. I'm sure if we get big enough, we're going to be kind of similar to way we're trans women. They talk to each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in the community. So I mean, if you're this guy Joe or whatever, and you're fucked up, and you're this down low guy, you're using these women and you're leading them on to this just to get into the bedroom with them. Of course, especially in the community, one girl's going to tell this girl, and they're all going to tell on this guy and be like, hey, watch out for this guy. He's a down low player, whatever. So I mean, it's kind of like the shoe can be on the other foot now if we become and get a sense of a bigger community and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. So I think we're getting there for sure. But Bree Delaney Brown, I believe the definition of two transamorous for some people that we've established on this podcast, or for some of the viewers, is guys shouting it from the rooftops and wearing these T-shirts, always like wearing it on their sleeve. Apparently, is being too much, which I explained its reaction. Or maybe following orders from some of the more politically active women in the community. Like, you men need to put everything on the line. You need to be out there and being seen, and people need to know. And it's just like this whole thing. So we're going to read a few more comments and wrap this up, because I know we've been going for a minute, and I thank you for your time, Corey. Well, actually, this kind of plays into your story a little bit. She says, Alexandra says, we forget that DL men or men that are not out are also not out for safety, just as stealth trans women are not out publicly for the same reason. The fear of safety is legitimately real, physically, emotionally, mentally, and financially. So, so I said, yeah, we got the right guy here.
Yeah.
Want to give him the Cliff Notes?
Sure, I'll give everybody the Cliff Notes. So, yeah, what that statement is totally valid. You know what I mean? Just like trans women have the fear of being outed or quote unquote clocked, as the term is used in the community. Same thing for guys. Like, when I made that video, I making a long story short, I basically can't prove it. It's all hearsay, but I get reliable sources, and it's with a big company. I lost out on a contract job. I was making damn good money working in this place up in New England, in the New England area, northeastern United States, for those who might be a little bit geography, what's the word for it?
Challenged.
Yeah, there you go, challenge. But yeah, I lost out on a job. I was making like $3,000 to $4,000 a week working contract. I was working for myself, 1099, and I was doing about 60 hours a week, working this great job. It was only like open like 7 to 8 months out of the year. I'm
sorry, the comments are. I got some more comments to put up.
Oh yeah,
no, share it, bro.
Yeah, I was working 7 to 8 months out of the year. I got 4 months off. It was a great job, and I was just like, right on. Next year came around after I made that video. Originally, that video was posted on Facebook, and then a year later, I did the YouTube thing. But a higher up with the customer had seen this video and was like, oh, no, we can't have that guy back on site. He's going to try and cause problems. He's going to try and be, try and sue us or whatever. And plus, all the other guys are going to make fun. Oh, he's not going to make it. No, we can't have him come back. So when he goes to apply to come back next year, come in April, no, just don't answer him. Don't reply back to him. No. And I was confused, like when I heard the job kicked off, and I was just like, what the hell? And I did a damn good job. And a buddy of mine let me know what was up. And I was like, wow, all right, cool. Well, right back at you, you know.
Oh,
But yeah.
So yeah, Alexandra, right on point. You're right. There are people that are DL for certain reasons, for legitimate reasons. And we've talked about on this podcast before with celebrities and pro athletes and all that kind of stuff as well. And that's in that situation also, where obviously they could be that voice that moves a lot of people. They also have literally millions and millions of dollars on the line. So I can't really look my nose down at somebody who has millions to lose while I don't have that much. I'm a regular dude.
Yeah.
We're regular guys, but we still do have jobs to lose. And, Corey, felt that. And so that shit is straight up real. Oh, Tracy, I have to say that I am fascinated with this platform. I came up in the 90s, and we can only dream of men outside of our immediate circle that bask in their truth. Perhaps my romantic life would have been more successful. Thank you, men. Yeah, possible. Definitely possible. The guys are J Alva. I feel like that's bro code. Facts. Can't violate bro code. Can't violate bro code. Let's see here. Also depends. It says it also depends on how long you were dating that person too. This is why I laugh, because Tracy could be on one. She said, "Chris, king of receipts." Alexandra about to go on tour. There you go. Yeah, look, I got receipts. That's a part of the transamorous training. Keep your receipts. If somebody is mad at you, and keep screenshot them chats. If somebody come out and say, "Well, you said this and he did that," nope, I got the receipts right here. Didn't happen like that, but you can try. Let's try. I know that sounds really fucked up and crazy, but you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. I'm gonna finish these comments so we can wrap it up. Tracy lives in New England. Is very conservative over there.
Yeah.
Teresa says, "I have an office in Work. What is that? Worcester? Worcester?
No, Worcester. Yeah, Worcester, Rhode Island, I think, or that could be Massachusetts. I don't remember, but it was very close to where I work.
Very conservative. So yeah, man. I mean, apparently it's going down like that. And yeah, we all have receipts. That's right. But yeah, look, Corey, I thank you for coming through, man. And to Roy, who's not with us anymore, thanks for stopping through, bro. I want to give you a chance to apparently it's in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
John Droops, Mass. Yeah, so hey man, I just want to thank you for coming on, and tell everybody where they can find you. Everybody, Corey's got a dope YouTube channel himself, does videos routinely, so keep track, go to his channel, subscribe. Tell everybody what's the name of the channel?
It's Latin, so it's kind of hard to say. It's Librium Curitate. Basically, it's Latin for free love. And what I meant by that is like free the love that's in yourself, and just basically accept yourself and accept others, that kind of bit. And yeah, I'm on YouTube. Librium Curitate. If you can't find the channel by looking at the name, because sometimes people tell me they put the channel name in, they get this weird drug that pops up. Apparently there's a drug called Librium something or another. Weird, but you can also just put, you could probably just put "I love trans women," and I think my video would probably pop up too. So, but yeah.
So here's a look at his YouTube channel, y'all. This is, we gotta promote here. That's what we do. It's been like this podcast, we promote. So here's a look at it for those of y'all that are watching us on video. And for those of you who are listening on just audio podcast, Librium Curitate is spelled LIBRUMCARITATE. And really, yeah, you can also search I love trans women as well. That video has definitely done gangbusters, so you can check that one out. But this is the channel, y'all. So subscribe, go there, subscribe, support the man. But yeah, that's where y'all can find Corey. And if you're watching this, listening to this, please go to the Men Like Us YouTube channel and subscribe. We need all these subscribers we can get right now. Trying to hit a new follower minimum. So, so we can start monetizing this channel because this shit ain't completely free. And now there is a paid member to the Men Like Us team. So, I have a producer. Her name is Michaela, and she is helping me out with the show. So, Black trans woman helping to fuel a podcast of transamorous men. So good collaboration there. So yeah. All right. Well, that's it, y'all. We appreciate y'all for joining us again. Follow Men Like Us podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Of course, we're on all the podcasting platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So we are literally everywhere you want to be. So with that, we will see y'all next week for the guy chat. Look out for a possible video game live stream on YouTube. The live stream conversations are very raw, way more raw and real than what you'll get here. Trust. So go to the YouTube channel and check that out. And we'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yep.